episode 61 of the 3 Count Out podcast. My name is Era V1, joined this week by Jackal and Mike, and maybe an FGK if he decides to be released from his captivity. Boys, we have a lot going on this week because we're coming hot off the presses from last weekend of the NFL Combine and the Elimination Chamber. And then this week, we're heading into AEW Revolution. But we still have Elimination Chamber to talk about. I'm super excited to talk about that. I've been waiting for days. I've been chomping at the bit. So they did it. They did it. But we're going to talk about football first. The NFL Combine happened this week. There was a peace offering, I think. I think there might be a peace offering between Philadelphia and Detroit.
Well, all right. So real quick, if we're going to talk about the Combine, did you see there's like a D lineman that just looks like a tight end? He ran like a 4.3, 4.40 or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's pretty quick for a tight end. And they were like, D lineman. I was like, huh?
He out there moving.
I was right. Hi, my name's Jackal. No, I've definitely seen that guy too. It's very concerning because that is if he goes to a run first team built like that, good gravy. That is a blocking tight end if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, that's an easy change right there. You're like, oh, you're too fast for where you are. You're too fast. You're too big.
Like,
no.
Well, they called him a D lineman, and I was like, to who? Like that guy? Maybe he's strong as hell. I don't know, but he looked lankier than he did large. Granted, that's kind of how Hutchinson's built. That's kind of how a lot of guys are built now. They got that speed and strength in them. But when I saw him running, I was like, what? You're not supposed to be that fast. You need to stop it. There's a lot of that during the what?
He could be on the outside, maybe, but as far as an interior D lineman goes, the NFL is very akin to late 80s WWE. Like, at this point, it's the fucking land of the giants. If you're not absolutely massive, just clogging up a hole in the middle of the field, you shouldn't be there. That's why Vita Vea is where he is. That's why Jordan Davis is where he is. Like, these guys are massive human beings. So if you are a bit lankier and on the kind of skinnier side, unfortunately, I think your position in college maybe needs to be moved to a different one, unfortunately, friendo, because you were just going to get mauled over by a Frank Ragnow, by a Creed Humphrey, by the guy that took Jason Kelsey's spot. I forget his name off the top of my head.
Cam Jurgens,
there we go.
Got you.
So we'll see, man. I'm as far as Combine goes, I don't really watch it intently as much other football fans do.
I've only seen clips.
This year is very quiet. There's not a lot of noise coming out of this Combine this year, so I'm not certain about this draft class.
The noise I've gotten the most has been about tight ends and wide receivers with the left-right catches.
Yeah.
Like, they've been doing a lot of hype about that for a lot of the receivers and the tight ends. And then how quick the linemen are this year. Like, the linemen were beating some of the tight ends and some of the wide receivers. The linemen are being, like, they're faster than some of the tight ends, some of the wide receivers all of a sudden. Like, it's a quick class more than, like, it's a big, bulky class where they're like, oh, look at this guy putting up 49 reps. Instead, it's like, wow, that guy ran a 4.5, 4.40, and he's 340 pounds.
Yeah, definitely on the lineman side of things. I also see the counter side to that, too, because as far as speed goes, in skill positions this year, I think this year is actually quite slow as far as like running backs and wide receivers go. Hell, I love Donovan Edwards. You know, he had the 2 good plays against Ohio State and the Natty. That man out there looked like he was walking, big dog. Like, he looked like he was going real fucking slow.
Well, I think he ran a 4.4, which we're talking shit about. That's still faster than I'll ever be ever in my life.
Of course.
I blow a hammy just watching him run it.
Yeah.
It's just with the way that the NFL is going, like, if you're not a Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry size, you need to be quick. And unfortunately, I'm taking off the tinfoil hat here. A 4.4 isn't exactly going to get you a starting job in the NFL with the size that Donovan Edwards is, unfortunately.
Yeah, you just need to be a freak.
Exactly. He is quite a bog standard normal human being, which there's nothing wrong with that fact. It's just not going to get you onto Saquon Barkley's level.
No, and he might be one of those guys where, you know, he might end up on a team and work his way to a starter for a bit. I mean, there were guys out there like LeGarrette Blount was one of the best running backs in college when he started, and then he kind of just shifted around and had to find his way onto teams where he could be of use.
Very true.
Because he wasn't overly fast either.
And LeGarrette Blount is actually a Super Bowl running back at this point. Was he with the Eagles or was he going up against the Eagles? I don't remember.
I believe he was. I think didn't he win it in Tampa Bay? Did he win it in Tampa Bay or New Baltimore? Or not New Baltimore? Jesus,
New Baltimore. Where's
Baltimore.
That sounds
Baby,
cool.
There is one in Michigan, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, do they have a football team?
Throwback.
No.
I like it.
No, because he played for the Patriots, but I think he also played for the Buccaneers. So,
and at one point did play for the Lions, and to the surprise of nobody, did fuck all nothing with them. So, I just wanted to say that part for a nice little segue. Speaking of teams that are going to do fuck all nothing, I think it's time we continue our, God, I already forgot how to pronounce it. Analysis?
Analysis?
no, we're not going to be Annalise.
Damn, come on. I'll get it. We got a lot of weeks to go. I'm going to get what I want eventually. Analysis, I guess, of NFL teams looking forward to the 2025 NFL season. Mike wanted to bring this one up specifically last week, and boy, oh boy, there's a lot to say about him. Or maybe I'm lying. Who knows? We're going to be talking about Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears. Da Bears.
Rest in peace.
Bears.
I am still hurt from what Ben Johnson did. I understand local radio talent tried not to call him a turncoat, a traitor, all these nasty words, but you know what? It still hurt me. It still hurt me what Ben Johnson did, okay? You don't get this successful with the Lions and then go to a team in the division, damn it, let alone the Bears. You could have gone to at least a self-respecting team. I mean, maybe Minnesota's front office I don't have an issue with. Their fan base is putrid, but,
what about like Minnesota's box office?
Oh, that is true.
Yeah,
that is
true.
true.
There.
The Bears have, similar to the Raiders and the Jets, they have a good bit of work ahead of them. However, they don't have as much drastic work they need to get done in comparison to the Raiders and the Jets, because the quarterback's there for now. For now, as much as as much as we have feelings about him, we can say that he is going to be the starting quarterback for the Bears for the next couple of years.
Unless they ruin him too.
Unless they ruin him too, which they're on track to after season 1. He was sacked almost 90 times, which is hilarious to me.
Rub some dirt in it.
They have the wide receiver core, except Keenan Allen is probably going to end up going to another team. And their defense is subpar at best, but it could be better. The one thing holding the Bears back, and I called it to a fucking T in the offseason last year, is that McDonald's employees, crew member, fucking offensive line. I swear to God, those men should be
No.
Big Mac. What?
You're looking at the wrong thing. That's just a piece of Swiss cheese.
Oh. I wanted a Big Mac. Where's the Mac?
A little hungry before the podcast. I guess I went to McDonald's. they forgot the burger and just gave me the Swiss cheese, turns out. So
Yeah.
I started thinking about the Chicago Bears offensive line. Ooh,
Did you at least get a Shamrock Shake?
I did. It's that time of year. You always got to get at least one.
You only get one more week with it. Only till March 10th.
That is true. That is true. It's odd that they're not carrying it through till St. Patrick's Day, but whatever. I'm not Mr. McDonald's.
I don't know, man. That sounds weird.
Either. They need offensive line help more than anything else. Like, if I was the Bears, I let Keenan Allen walk because brother's not getting any younger, and boy howdy, that is a hefty contract to pick up on a first-year coach, and now technically a first-year owner because Mother Mary Susan didn't really feel like sticking it through to see the 2025 season, now did she?
Rest in peace. I think this team is the one that can like benefit the most just from like decent draft picks, maybe one or two good trades, you know, like they, again, like you said, they don't need that many drastic changes. So I feel like, you know, if they can beef up that offensive line a little bit, that'll help them out a lot next season because when you're going up against the Bears, you just bully the Bears. It's like, they're not a threat,
all you do is rush their offense, and you get at least 4 or 5 sacks.
Yeah, they're not a problem.
No,
I will say this to Caleb Williams' credit. You know, I talked about in the last offseason, I hated his fucking attitude. He got that beaten out of him real quick.
Real quick.
To his credit, to his credit, he stuck around. He didn't quit because he was tired. He didn't just walk off the field. That man took every hit and got up and kept playing. So bravo to him on that one because, man, if my offensive line was letting me get hit 90 times, I'd be busting some kneecaps.
We just got done talking about how this is kind of a very offensive lineman or at least big boy heavy draft. If their ownership is smart, they do not spend draft capital here in getting a skilled position. With the way that running backs are right now, if your name isn't Josh Jacobs, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Saquon Barkley, or Derrick Henry, you are movable. They can go out and they can pay a veteran running back, someone that is proven to actually carry the workload on their team. With both fan bases here being Philadelphia and Detroit, I think we can both comfortably say that DeAndre Swift is not the answer.
No.
DeAndre Swift has repeatedly let me down in every fantasy football league I've ever had him in. He's always the pick that I go to bail myself out of problems, and every single time I wind up regretting it.
He is not a starting running back in this league anymore. Coming out of college, maybe, but the injuries just kept piling up
Lost
and
his
up
gas,
and
yeah.
up and up and up and up and up, and there's just no explosivity there at all. So, hey, Chicago, with that in mind, leave Ashton Genty the fuck alone. Because if you draft him, you ain't got shit for offensive linemen to fucking block for him still. I'm just saying, like, everybody's saying, oh, we're going to go out and pay veteran offensive linemen. They're old and beat up too. Hey, you want to know which team had veteran offensive linemen on their payroll and still didn't do shit with them? The New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers was one of the most beat up quarterbacks all of last season, and his offensive line was one of the most veteran lines that you could pay money for, and he didn't do shit with them. It's so
offensive line. How are you feeling? Old.
Yeah, big time. So I'm not, trust me, I'm not scared of Ashton Genty. I'm not scared of Romeo Dobbs, whatever the hell you pronounce his last name. I don't give a shit. You need to get offensive linemen if you want to be proactive in the NFC North. Because if the Lions were to make a move for, I don't know, maybe a Myles Garrett, I think that front four of Lee McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, DJ Reader, and Myles Garrett with Zadarius Smith lurking in the wings, that will rip and tear whatever offensive line you have pieced together that you think, it's okay, money paid for it. That means it must be good. Yeah, sure. Okay, pal. Enjoy fourth place in the division again next year.
Well, you can have Darius Slay, and you're gonna like it because Myles Garrett is coming over to the Eagles. If there's anything I have to say about it,
Whoa!
I hinted to it earlier, but I think so. Darius Slay, obviously, it broke today that Darius Slay got released by the Eagles. It's not a blind side. They were talking about this like a month and a half ago. The dude said he has one more season left in him, and he doesn't think it's with the Eagles. What other team has he been with before? The Lions. So I think he's probably maybe trying to get back to the Lions. Is that going to happen? I don't know. But what I'm hoping is that they then take that contract that was for Darius Slay and give it to Myles Garrett because apparently the GM Howie Houdini with all of his fucking draft picks last year snatching Saquon out of the air, this year aggressively looking at Myles Garrett. So it is very possible that the Eagles are going to be throwing their hat into that bid.
If the Eagles somehow got Myles Garrett, I would say it now because the way that defensive line bullied people last year,
Yeah.
if you threw Myles Garrett on that, congrats on another Super Bowl win. You would.
Yeah.
I mean, Jalen Hurts is a decent quarterback, but you have Saquon scoring touchdowns on one end, and you have that defensive line stopping everything else on the other end. You're good.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, do the Eagles need Myles Garrett? No. But
it would certainly make things more fun for you.
Listen, who as a GM wouldn't be looking at Myles Garrett right now? You know what I mean? So like, you know, saying that they're looking at him, okay, sure. But they were also saying this when they were just looking at Saquon last year. They were like, well, yeah, it's probably not going to happen, but you know, they're just looking, they're going to see. And you know, we saw how that turned out. So, who knows?
The Saquon, God, you said it, now I got him on the brain. The Myles Garrett lottery is still up in the air, and I think we won't get an official answer because, well, actually, no, because another piece of news broke. I was going to say we won't get an official answer until like March, middle of March type of deal, but trades were already happening beforehand because Deebo Samuel, formerly of the San Francisco 49ers, got shipped out to Washington. Actually, finally, a star player not going to the NFC North for once, going to the fucking NFC East. Thank God.
Hey, welcome.
Let's hold off on calling him a star player right now until he gets his fingers back or whatever the hell happened this season. That man dropped more passes than like anybody else this season. He's supposed to be this all-star player. He was for a while. And then all of a sudden the ball was hit him right in the hands. And he was just like, I dropped it, man. It's all Brock Purdy's fault.
I can't catch. I don't know what's going on here.
I mean, you can blame Brock Purdy, though.
Well, I mean, you can. But when people are going, oh, cool, it's Deebo, that's a guaranteed catch. And then he just drops it. You're going, what the fuck is happening? You have Brandon Ayuk who tore his legs apart, and then you have Deebo that can't catch, a cold. It's cool for the commies if all of a sudden he finds his hands again. If not, have fun sitting on the bench or just running down the field, not doing anything, I guess.
I think I'm more excited about it because that's just one piece that the fucking San Francisco Avengers are finally losing, you know? That's the part.
I mean, they didn't have any of their star players all last season.
Right. Oh, absolutely. And everybody's saying, oh my God, they were going to be making such a comeback here. Like, even you predicted it, that everybody's kind of overhyping the Niners so much that ultimately they may just shit the bed again because now they do have to pay Brock Purdy. And that was the only reason they were allowed to have so many star players on one team, because you were paying your starting quarterback 7th round draft pick money. Brother was not even making $1 million a year as a starting quarterback in the NFL. That's the only reason the Niners were able to do what they did. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
They built that team, and you could tell they did the same things that the Eagles successfully did, that the Chiefs successfully did. They were like, we are building an all-star team to win a Super Bowl. And that team did fuck all, because you had Christian McCaffrey, who when he plays, when he can actually play, was one of the best. But between his knees and now his Achilles, that man can't run to save his life anymore.
No.
So unfortunately, he's going to end up either being an analysis person, a reporter. But I mean, his career, if it's not done next year, it's done within the next couple. And then Brandon Ayuk injured. Luckily, they had some good backup running backs, but then that leaves a couple decent running backs and George Kittle.
And we will save more Niners talk for that episode when we give them a little preview as well. But first, before we step away from football for a bit, let's dip our toes back into the world of college football. Unfortunately, not getting any mascots right now, but
Back
a little
on campus.
birdie told me that hey, Mike, you have a fun Notre Dame story prediction. What was it?
No, it was so Notre Dame, of all teams, has been looking ahead to the future.
Okay.
And I don't mean this year. I don't mean next year.
Okay.
They're looking at the 2028 draft class.
Huh?
They're looking
Okay.
specifically at a lineman whose nickname is Bonecrusher.
Huh?
Understandable. Understandable.
This young man, as a freshman in high school, is
Holy
6'8",
shit.
355 pounds. I put a picture in the group chat so you can look at him yourself.
Holy shit.
What?
This dude's a tank. Holy
Is it
fuck.
14?
Yeah. And Notre Dame is going,
He's 14?
that's our fucking guy.
What do you mean he's 14? He looks like a grown man.
Oh my god.
You could stack all three of us together and we're not as big as that man.
Man, Mike, that is a child still. That is a boy. That is a freshman in high school.
The description on the picture that you posted says he's 6'5", 355 pounds.
Good.
Yep.
He's
Lord.
14?
Bone Crusher.
Bone Crusher.
Ready.
Dude, a fucking shout out to Notre Dame in 2028. Y'all are gonna have fucking Bone Crusher out there wearing a gold helmet and gold pants, dancing with a leprechaun.
That was the first thing. People were like, we're going to get Bone Crusher laced in gold? All right. And like, this is the first time in a while I've seen a college team go, hey, you, 4 years, you're coming here, bud.
I'm
Get
so
used
glad.
to it.
I'm so glad that like he fits the nickname. You know what I mean? Like it's not like
absolutely.
it's not like he's some twink named Bone Crusher. This is a big ass boy named Bone Crusher. As friend of the program, Pat McAfee would put it, he's a big son of a bitch, Bone Crusher.
Big old
You
son
ain't
bitch.
kidding.
Big old son of a bitch.
One
that
of
is-
You call
one.
him Big Boy.
Insane. They scouted him off of nickname and nickname alone, and then they were like, "Oh
Yeah,
fuck,
I
he's
don't know
actually got it."
how they found him. I don't know who, like, somebody somewhere was probably just like, did you hear there's some, like, middle school kid accidentally killing kids on the field? And they were like, why? He fell on one and just squished him flat. And then they found him. Like, what? How do you just find out about, a giant in high school football?
Hey, you hear about this 350-pound 14-year-old running around out there?
Somebody was like, shut the fuck up.
But tell me more, please.
I can prove it right now. Hold on a minute.
You watch it, and he's just picking up two kids running down the field.
Wild.
Jesus.
Fucking Bone Crusher. Fuck that. He's the Andre the Giant of college football. Andre the Giant of high school football. That's even worse.
Do you think he hit his
Aw.
growth spurt yet?
I bet that kid grows a little bit more before college.
Yeah. He gets. I think he gets a couple more inches, 6'7".
Shit, there could be a world where this fucker's like literally 7 foot tall, 600 pounds, playing fucking.
That dude
lineman.
is fucking huge.
Oh,
There he is. Hey,
What's up, Kyle?
we paid off that
My
ransom
guy.
note.
Yeah, we paid off
That
the ransom
dude-
note. We got you back.
Woo! That's a big boy.
You keep
Hey,
saying
what are the
Mhm.
odds of that man going from high school to NFL? Has that ever been done?
No,
Just
like I
skipping
said,
college?
Notre Dame is hunting that kid for sport. Like they are actively pursuing that young man to be on their
Are
team
they
in
allowed to recruit?
2028.
Yeah,
No.
you can recruit children. Like you could literally, there's talks of like people looking at Pee-wee football player. There's a little kid out there. Oh my God, you don't know Baby Gronk. Oh my God, you don't know Baby
the fuck
Gronk.
up. Shut
a
up.
fucking
Jesus.
Gronk have a
Yeah.
child?
Shut
Pee-wee
up.
football player. Oh yeah, no. Pee-wee football player
That's
getting
his name,
offers
yeah.
from LSU.
Shut up.
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that man had a child, honestly.
No, it's not
Baby
Gronk's
Gronk,
kid.
rizzed up Livy Dunn or whatever, right?
It's he's an actual football player.
My
Got the
fucking
brain
head
rot
hurts.
alone.
What?
It's a kid that plays Pee-wee football. He plays tight end. Everybody compares him to Gronk because he just plays tight end.
Because he's retarded?
No, man. Kevin, boy, Jesus.
We're not a fan of Gronk. Noted.
He plays tight end very good, and he has similar facial features to Gronkowski, so they call him Baby Gronk. And this kid is known that colleges have already offered him deals already. If they're serious or not, I don't know. I'm not the child or the superintendent of the college.
I hope they're not.
Fair.
Well, I really hope.
I
But-
hope that kid hits high school and switches to theater.
I hope that that kid hits high school and people start bullying him more. That's what I hope.
I just hope he gets to it at least once.
The kid is fine. The dad is an obnoxious human being. But that's a conversation for a different podcast. I just
What
Yeah,
you
we
tell me is this is basically just the Costco guys born again.
Nah. Yes and no. Again, conversation for a different time.
What
I just know that I want to see Bonecrusher in college football. 29 by the time that
Yeah,
he
2028, 2029.
because that'll make the video game that much more exciting.
So why are you
Speaking
plugging
of
this just
exciting
alignment?
video games.
wait. Hold on. Hey, Kev.
Oh, damn it! I had the segue.
Hey, Kev.
Hmm?
Kev. What's the mascot
Yeah.
of Notre Dame?
The Fighting Irish.
All
right, there we
go. Okay. Whew.
Sorry, just needed to check him real quick. Just needed to check him.
One.
I mean,
I almost said Leprechaun, but I was like, no, that's not
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
I mean, since he's here, we could theoretically do a little impromptu Fire Guy Guess College Mascots.
it.
I have a couple on deck. I've been.
I got more. I know college teams. I can just pick them in
Okay,
random.
everybody, welcome back to another episode of Fire Guy Kev Guesses College Mascots.
Yay!
Everybody, welcome back. I am your host, as always, Jackal Joker, joined ever lovely my co-host, and he just immediately started running off stage, and he's back. Boy,
he's
oh boy,
back.
his feet. He's like a dog when you first get home. He's a little excited.
All right. Woo, here's the bun.
Joined
too
as
much
always
leash.
by my ever lovely co-host, Dick Van Winkle and friend. Gentlemen, it is very lovely to have you both back here. We heard the first question already, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Dick Van Winkle, would you like to give him number 2?
All right, number 2. I want to pick something that you may not know, but one that we've definitely talked about here on this wonderful program. Nebraska. Do you know Nebraska's mascot?
Ooh.
We've talked about this. I dug deep through the 3 Counting Out archives, and we talked about this around this time last year.
My guy on the road to glory is playing for them right now.
Mm-hmm.
Cornhuskers.
Wow! 2 for 2!
We're 2 for 2, baby!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Maybe we should pick some harder ones.
Oh boy! Well,
Pass. I'm not gonna lie to you, but somewhere deep down in the dwells of my brain, it was locked in there.
he had the
See, I was hoping. I want to help him get a clean sweep this week. So I had what I thought was
Okay.
an easy one for him this week. Kev, what is Western Michigan?
Oh,
Oh, he played against this team in college football
did.
25.
The only thing I know about Eastern Michigan is that one
I said
infamous
Western.
player.
Western.
He said Western.
Western. He did say Western. Well, that don't make it any fucking easier.
He also still played against Western Michigan in college football 25.
Oh no!
Famously as seen on the Jackal Joker YouTube channel in the episode called The Toilet Bowl.
so we did get a roll bone game.
Oh shit! Western Michigan. Is it a horse?
Oh my God!
Oh.
His synapses are actually firing in the brain.
Oh, bridging the gaps.
Is it a horse? I want to say it's like. I
Is
don't
it-
know what the fuck. Is it like the Western Michigan Stallions?
Close. The clean sweep is gone, but close.
You're so close. One more guess. You're
Cornhuskers.
so close. You're so close.
Well, you have one more guess, and then I'll give you a hint that'll help.
Mustangs.
Ooh.
Also
Also
close.
still close.
They share a name with an NFL team, and it's a horse.
Horse.
There's
That's
only
a
two.
good hint.
Don't hurt yourself. There's only two.
That's a good hint. There's two.
There's two.
Oh,
There's
Lord.
two. It's one or the other. It's a coin toss.
There's two. I was only thinking of one. So I'm gonna go with what came first because I can't think of the second one. There's two?
There's two.
There's two.
Is it
There's two.
is it the Western Michigan Broncos?
Hey!
Oh my God!
Let's
What's
go.
the other one?
I was fully expecting the Western Michigan Colts. Not gonna lie.
I didn't forget about the Colts.
Yeah, did you even know that a colt was a horse? Did you put that together? Or?
Honestly, I just think of a horseshoe.
Fair. Very fair.
Yeah.
Now
All
they're like
right.
a horse.
We're going to keep this nice and easy across the board. All right, Fire Guy Kev, for your final question this week, could you please give me the team name for the University of Massachusetts?
Nice.
I actually think I might know this one.
If you do,
I
I
do
will
definitely-
eat Mike's ass.
Whoa.
I either know this one or I'm just way off. It's one or the other. I'm not going to be close. I either
Take a
know
shot.
this or I am 100% off.
Take
Is
a
it
shot.
like the fucking Massachusetts like volunteers or something?
Well,
Hmm.
unironically, you are in the correct realm.
Really? Okay.
And The Volunteers are another college
Wait.
team.
Wait. Is it the Massachusetts like Minutemen?
What?
Yeah! Let's go!
Yeah. Shit! His
Four
my
in a
God,
row!
he
Holy
gets
shit!
taken off and he gets kidnapped, and all of a sudden
Holy
the wires
fuck.
in his brain are crossed. My God!
What did they do to you, man?
Holy shit!
Oh my
I don't
god!
know why these are being stored so well back there, but they stuck out so well.
They just drilled football knowledge in you for a week and a half or
We
whatever.
found his Rain Man. Holy shit.
Funnily
Well,
enough, though,
Definitely the
if you
Minutemen.
asked me
Definitely
the
Minutemen.
ones from 2 weeks ago, I don't think I could tell you what they were again.
All
All
right,
of them.
real quick, Golden State. Oh fuck, I fucked up. Kent State.
That's the Golden Flashers.
Oh, there
Nope.
you go. Minnesota.
Gophers?
Oh, you're lying to me. You remember all these. Tulane.
That's the Green Wave. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hawaii.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, there's the
All right. All right. All right. All right.
Is there
All
it happened
right.
eventually. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a quick one this week, but he's actually remembering.
Hey!
Fire! Guess it's college mascot. We'll see you next week.
That was a glorious round.
That was a
That's great.
very fun game. Speaking of fun games,
Segway.
get my fucking segue in. WWE 2K25 right around the corner. Don't worry, wrestling fans. We're saving the meat and potatoes for last.
It's already out right now. By the time this comes out, the early access is already there.
out.
I am
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
if you're
shit.
listening to this while this comes out, I'm probably currently live over on Twitch, twitch.tv/ARV1, playing 2K25. Come on by.
And if he's not,
I won't be
twitch.tv
because I didn't pre-order it.
Oh, no, never mind.
Get fucked.
Ooh, shit.
Get fucked.
Damn. All right.
You want to know what's even
Well, I
worse? I'm gonna have to
pre-order it,
download it
but-
over. I'm gonna have to download it over hotel Wi-Fi.
Oh,
I didn't get the
gross.
Dead Man edition. I didn't get the 7-day early access because I don't really give a shit.
Well, I'd rather have Undertaker on the cover than Roman Reigns, but that's just me.
I mean, it's a digital download. I mean,
Yeah, but I still got to look at it.
meat, potatoes.
It's on my computer screen. Or it's not on my computer
That's
screen.
the
It's on my
point.
PlayStation. I guess I don't have to look at it at all. You're right. Why do the covers matter anymore? It's all digital.
I don't know.
If they actually did collector's editions too, with like a steel book or something, I might be inclined to still go get it. But I know they stopped doing that shit a minute ago.
Yeah,
Well, I think they still do, or at least, well, maybe not they do, but some games still do.
Yeah, I know, like Call of Duty still does from time to time, but WWE games, I know sure as shit they don't
Call
do
of Duty.
collector's editions anymore.
Call of
Yeah.
Duty will do anything to get money.
Again,
Maybe
Yeah.
WWE as well. Who knows? Who knows with this
Well,
island shit?
Yeah, I was gonna say WWE
I guess we know
is-
by now, but who knows?
Ooh, it's getting to that territory with this island stuff because I've seen a couple little tidbits of these main menus of the character customization. I am not holding my fucking breath for this mode, that's for sure.
Yeah, shout out to
I
all the
personally
NBA
cannot
creators keeping people in
Yeah, I
check.
was gonna say,
Wait.
if you guys want a sneak peek, go ahead. I think there's probably one of the types free in the PlayStation Plus store or whatever. Go play 2K. Go to their little city thing. Play that. That's the island.
I'm good.
But yeah, no, it's not going to be. That part is just going to be for people that want to spend real money on video game things.
That's the brag. Yeah.
Yeah,
But the rest of the game looks fun as fuck. I'm so excited.
it does.
I really hope, because I see that they have like diving finishers and stuff this year. I really, really hope that they bring back like weapon physics, like in like 2K15 and 16, like when you would power bomb somebody on the stairs and they'd actually like lay out on the stairs, and they just don't do that
They get
anymore.
all contorted and shit.
Yeah, like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's what I want, and it seems like with the diving finishers, it seems like they probably had to put a lot more kind of physics stuff ringside, so that way the dives could work. So I hope that we get like weapon physics back again. Also,
Well,
if they could just
I want to be able to yeet a fucking guitar halfway across the map, fastball into someone's face. That's what I want.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that too.
the throwing is
Yeah.
so fucking fun.
Yeah,
Before we get into the actual game itself, can I just ask? I don't know if you saw the screen grab of it. CM Punk looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Jey Uso looks really good.
yeah,
Cody, still worse than Call of Duty's version of him.
yeah. Cody always looks off. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, I don't
He's
know
one of
how
those
they
people
just can't
2K
get his
never
face
gets.
down. Yeah. Man. Feel bad for him.
It's- I fully believe that the graphics for everything will kick into a fucking 11 when they finally cut him off the teat, when they finally tell the PS4 and Xbox One players go fuck yourself and
Yeah.
start making these games for the current generation of consoles. Because I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not fucking sorry. It's been 5 years since the PS5's come out. If you cannot save up money to get a $400 console in 5 years, you're the fucking issue here, dude. Like, these games are being held back from their true potential because you fucking people don't want a goddamn upgrade, dude. And it's starting to get very obnoxious.
I mean, to a degree, there's also 2K not wanting to develop for different platforms like that. Like, they choose to put out one publication that everybody can run rather than having, like, because some games do have, like, differences between the PC version and the console version. But,
True.
I mean, I understand 2K's decision, and I agree with you that if you're in 2025 and you're like, my PS4 can't run 2K25, fuck off, dude. If the PS4 is the problem, get a PS5. Like,
Please.
yeah, the shortage is over. Go fucking get one. I bought mine from a dude on Facebook Marketplace. It's fine. Like, you know, go fucking get a PS5 at this point.
I
But
bought mine in a parking lot.
He did.
Yeah, that's also where I got mine. Yeah, I'm in a Denny's parking lot, and then I got Denny's afterwards.
That's fair.
I brought the PS5 in with
Good
me because
eats.
I didn't want him to break into my car and take it back.
Oh, also fair. Very fair.
I am very excited for this game because the upgrades that they have done so far with the small amount of entrances that they've made public, I'm a big fan of. Like, the most intense one that I've seen so far is that Solo Sikoa is a fucking night and day difference from his 2K24 scan. Like, these people that have actually been on the roster for a minute and started making a name for themselves, those are the differences that you begin to see. Seeing some of these upgrades, like the Solo Sikoa one, I still cannot get over. And I've seen it, a couple days ago at this point, and it's still just so freshly in my mind. Like, the intergender stuff is going to be great. The new camera angles are going to be a breath of fresh air.
It is so fucking stupid that for years there's been no intergender stuff, and then fucking what's the status last year gets all this intergender stuff, uploads it to community creations, and it gets fucking banned for it. Like, that was just ridiculous. It was crazy. And now that they have it back in, like, it's the little things like that, like the things that they had before that just didn't make any sense, and now they're just like tweaking it. Like, I really look at a lot of the customization stuff, like Create Arena and all that shit, and there's a lot of improvements that they can make there. So I really hope that they've like actually listened to what people want. If they want to put their island microtransaction bullshit in there, go for it. But at its core, at its base game, please just listen,
my last bit on the game, and I've been talking a shit ton. I just want them to start working on the creation suite more than anything.
Yeah.
I think you can only overhaul the main gameplay so much before you're starting to cannibalize your, like, I'm not so sure about the chain wrestling coming back already, but that's a conversation for another time. I just know that I went back and listened to an earlier episode from, I think, around this time last year when 2K24 was coming out, and Kevin made a really good point that we all did agree with, that they're already doing, is that they're taking this shit out from the games, like the intergender matches, like special guest referee, like casket matches, and as soon as they bring them back into the game, look at this brand new thing that we just made up right now. It's totally never existed before. It's completely brand new. You're welcome. And we all said it. Kevin mainly, I'll give him credit where credit is due. Mm-hmm. As soon as Creative Finisher comes back, they're going to say, oh boy, look at this brand new thing. Introduced 2K26 Creative Finisher. Never been seen before, never been seen again. Creative Finisher. Come one, come all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if they do bring back Creative Finisher, get ready for like 4 front flips into a backhand.
Well, like the whole thing, we used to have whole, like, you could create your whole story, have all these intricate details. You could create a super in-depth detailed belt. Your character could have a dinosaur head with pig feet, and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having a good time. It has Randy Orton's tattoos. And then they were like, well, no, we're going to take all that away. Why do we don't want you to have that much fun. You guys are having too good a time. Need to knock that off.
Need to knock that shit off, bud.
Yeah, I think at its core, like, just from a wrestling game perspective, I feel like it's already fun to play, and so they need to focus on that creation stuff, because like that's what's going to keep people coming around, especially this year with them doing that divide of like, well, if you're on PC or if you're on old gen consoles, you're not going to get the island, you're not going to get some of this stuff. So now people are saying, okay, well, like me specifically, I'm saying, okay, I'm not going to get this on my PC, which is higher spec than my PS5, but I'm not going to run this on my PC because I want the island and I want that stuff. I want to be able, even if I don't experience it, I want to be able to at least have it there because it's part of the game. But like, I can't rely on mods this year to fix stuff like I did in 2K24. 2K24, I was modding in music, I was swapping moves, I was doing all sorts of shit. that you used to be able to do in the games pretty easily, and now you can't. So I agree. I hope that they just kind of, I hope this year is just like the opening of the floodgates. Just throw as much in there as possible and just go, hey, we're sorry. Here you go. You know, we figured out how to make it work, or give whatever dumb bullshit excuse you want to give, but put it in the game so that way it's at least accessible again. Because, I mean, they really need some help in that department. I mean, their competition is AEW Fight Forever, so it's not like they're in any real worry. Speaking of, I had a wake up call.
Are those aliens?
Oh well, there he goes. He's getting sucked back up. Okay, I have a little thing on him that says if lost, return to owner. So if they're done with him, maybe they'll spit him back out for a second, but we'll see. Anyways, AEW.
We'll see. Yeah, so AEW, they have AEW Revolution this weekend. I'm going to be honest, I really could not give two shits about it. I had a little bit of a revelation this weekend when we'll talk about it if Mike gets returned from the Martian Overlords. But Elimination Chamber happened, and you know, there was an event at the end. Again, we'll talk about it later, but when that happened, my dad texted me, and he said that's the nail in the coffin for AEW. And I kind of agree with him, because to me, the reason why AEW always existed is because WWE, you kind of knew to an extent that they were going to operate in, you know, in their area, in their WWE bubble. You know, they have a style of how they do things, and that's why I think AEW always did well. After Cena's heel turn, I think that bubble is completely fucking shattered, because they'll do whatever the hell they want if they think it's going to work, which I agree with. It feels a little bit more like AEW. I mean, AEW, obviously, they have a ton of creative freedom, but I feel like I feel like the AEW existing because Vince McMahon is bad at booking, it was no longer good enough to keep AEW relevant. You know, I think we'll talk about a couple of these matches on here. Obviously, you guys don't really watch AEW too much, but don't worry, it's been the same matches that we've been talking about for a while. We're not going to talk about every single one. We're just going to go through probably the biggest names on this card, and I cannot fucking believe I'm saying that. AEW Star Power on the pre-show. Big Boom AJ and the conglomeration, which is Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe, with Big Justice at ringside, versus Johnny TV, which is John Morrison, and MXM, which is Mansoor and Mason Madden. It's Maximum Male Models.
Remember when all those AEW fans were, because I have a bit of a social media presence for those 3 Counted Out listeners that are unaware, had a bit of a disagreement with the Costco high cholesterol family being a part of AEW, and there was some AEW fans that did not appreciate my comments, and their reasoning and argument time and time again was, oh, it's okay, it was only a one-time deal for a pre-show match. Now it's a 2-time deal for 2 pre-show matches. One-time deal.
It'll probably be 3 times for 3 pre-show matches.
Oh, good.
I would venture to guess that when AEW does their giant pay-per-view in Texas next year, that they're already advertising, I would imagine probably Big Boom AJ is going to be on that card and not a part of the pre-show. The day I see a Big Boom AJ is all elite graphic is the day I Big Boom my brains all over the wall behind me.
I agree.
So, I mean, you know, that's a trios match that's happening. Listen, no shade to any of the actual wrestlers involved in that match. It's just seeing Big Boom AJ and Big Justice on an AEW card for the second time is giving me hemorrhoids. So, moving on, a match that will not give me hemorrhoids, actually opening the show, a steel cage match. This is a pairing that we've seen a a couple times in AEW, so they put a little stipulation on it. We have a steel cage match: Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. So Flippy Shit versus Flippy Shit. They've had their back and forth. Kyle Fletcher's trying to prove that he's not Will Ospreay right now, and he did that by shaving his head, so that way they didn't have the same hairstyle.
And was that recently? Question mark.
Yeah, like the beginning of the year. Yeah, I mean, his head has been shaved for a bit at this point. But yeah, he kind of had a little bit of a Britney moment. He's been paired with Don Callis, and Don Callis is great at taking these people that you normally wouldn't look at and get your eyes on them. But I think I think when Kyle Fletcher's trying to tell the story that he's better than Will Ospreay, and they just keep putting him in matches with Will Ospreay,
It's a little redundant to a certain degree because it's kind of defeating the whole point of the story, in my opinion. But what do I know? Tony Khan didn't hire me.
Now, Tony Khan's a booking expert. And he knows. Listen, he knows good booking when he sees it because he's not afraid to recycle matches either. This is one of the matches that we've been talking about for years: MJF versus Adam Page, Hangman Adam Page. Sorry, had a little bit of stroke there. I thought it was back in 2021 when they started this feud. Like,
out there,
they've been doing this forever, and this is just a regular singles match, just chilling on a pay-per-view.
I know that I have not been super high on AEW slightest, mainly because they haven't given me any reason to.
Dude, I'm right there. However, I'm watching it, and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, exactly. Seeing the one clip that I did where MJF walks up to Hangman again, he's like, oh, look at this, the sad millennial cowboy. Oh, man, I didn't know Jack Daniels made a cologne. What does that smell like, douchebag or something? And Hangman looks at him and goes, that's it? That's the best you got? Dude, is that it? Like, you've been doing the same fucking shtick for 5 years. That legitimately popped the fuck out of me, dude.
Yeah,
I will love that.
I will say, I love the work that both of these men are doing independently. But, like, when they're just against each other like this, it's like they've been in this feud for so fucking long that it's like, really? That's what we're doing to start this match, as you're calling me a sad millennial cow. Like, they've tried to kill each other. Like, it's, and especially with Hangman. I mean, the feuds that he's had in the past year, and then, like, you look at this and it's like, it's not doing it. Like, this is their safe booking, and that's fine. Thank God MJF is on this card, because there's at least somebody to balance out the poor mic skill that's probably going to happen in Swerve Strickland versus Ricochet. Not Swerve Strickland being bad on the mic, but Ricochet just sounding like he's making a YouTube video from 2012. Mike, welcome back from the Martian Overlords.
Yep, they're bringing him down again.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, they were nice enough to just drop me right back at the hotel I was supposed to go to.
Oh,
that's great. That's super convenient. You also don't sound like you're in a car anymore.
I was worried.
No.
They got you out of your spaceship.
Inside a room and safe.
Nice.
Their space. So clean.
And not soundproofed either.
A little bit echoey. It's fine.
That's okay.
But yeah, I mean, Ricochet can't cut a promo for shit.
Is it Ricochet, or is it still Ricka Andrew Tate still?
He's wearing, so the singles, it's a match to determine the number one contender to the AEW World Championship.
Yeah.
I like that part.
I love that part. What I don't like is that the story behind it isn't necessarily like, oh, I need to get the championship. Ricochet could say, like, hey, this is my first opportunity to really go for something. I'm going to lock in and I'm going to go for it. Swerve Strickland taking his gold back, getting back what's his. The focus right now seems to be on Prince Nana's robe that Ricochet took and has been wearing.
Yeah.
Which I get it. Your heel's supposed to look like a dumbass. I get that part. But why does this robe matter? And if this mattered so much, why did somebody not steal Prince Nana's robe before?
And does your heel have to look stupid? Because right now it just looks like shitty writing.
I mean, yeah, and that's the thing is, I think there's a way to make, like, people like MJF always talked about like he wears the scarf because Vince McMahon always said your heel wears a scarf. Like I think there's stuff like that where like your heel's always going to be a little bit more kind of push the buttons, that kind of thing. I get what they're trying to do with Ricochet. They're trying to be that he's just so cocky and he's just so arrogant and blah 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 blah. I'm better than you, blah 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 blah. But when they do that, it's not believable because he's not. He doesn't sound confident in what he's saying. He wants to be a good guy. He wants to be the superhero that he was in WWE. But he comes here and they're like, no, you have to. It's like, it's the same thing like when they tried to do like Big Money Matt. And they're like, well, look at how much money Matt Hardy has. And it's like, yeah, but he's like a redneck from Carolina.
Yeah, you look at his house and you're like, I mean, it's the nicest house. But when they show the Hardy compound, you're like, yeah, that's what happens when a redneck has money.
Yeah, exactly. So, Swerve Strickland versus Ricochet. Great that it's for a number one contendership. I really wish that they would have stressed that a little bit more. We're going to skip down the card a lot here because there's not really much else in the AEW card that I feel like talking about. Timeless Tony Storm versus Mariah May for the AEW Women's World Championship again.
Oh,
Hurt Syndicate is on here, which is unfortunate.
They're facing
the Outrunners.
They're facing the Outrunners. I thought they were facing Brian Cage and Lance Archer.
No, because they had a match on Dynamite, and the Outrunners got like a surprise roll up kind of thing.
That's true, they did.
Which is unfortunate that it is the Hurt Syndicate versus the Outrunners because the Outrunners are extremely over. They're one of like AEW's sort of comedy acts. They basically just pretend like they're from the 80s.
They're gonna get jobbed out big time too, huh?
Yeah, and that's the thing is they're going up against the Hurt Syndicate for the AEW Tag Team Champs, so they're gonna get jobbed out there. That's why we're just skipping over that. Timeless Tony Storm versus Mariah May. We've seen this again 5 quadrillion times. Probably Tony Storm defending. A match that I'm definitely going to be watching, not for the story, but just because I want to watch it. It is for the AEW International Championship, though. Konosuke Takeshita versus Kenny Omega. I mean, these were always two dudes that can go out
right there.
Match of the night, but credit where credit's due, or at least I guess not credit where credit's due. Credit where credit is deserved. Something we've also seen several times on AEW.
Also fair.
Yeah.
And then our main event here. This is the biggest story in AEW right now. Your world champion, if I'm remembering correctly, because he hasn't had the belt in ever. Jon Moxley.
It's in the briefcase.
Right. He's had this briefcase, is carrying around the belt. Maybe that's the whole gimmick. But it's the story is who's gonna which one of these AEW youngsters will step up to the bully of Jon Moxley, right? Right. So if you're Tony Khan and you're looking at your card and you're like, all right, I need to pick somebody that's like a hot young baby face, right? They can get behind him. Somebody who can sell well for Mox. Maybe Darby Allin. Darby Allin would be great. Oh, he's climbing Mount Everest. We can't do that. Maybe Sammy Guevara. Oh, he's doing something. I don't know. I think he's in Ring of Honor. I really don't know.
He's Ring of Honor tag champions with Dustin Rhodes.
They're still champs. Okay. That has not changed in like a year. No. Instead of pulling one of his many young and upcoming talents that Tony Khan has on his payroll, he decides to look at who? Adam Copeland.
On this day, I see
clearly. Which, I mean, hey, great song. And listen. I'm just gonna take a second here to every AEW fanboy that is in the comments right now typing, Adam Copeland deserved this. He's stepping up for AEW and proving that he can do it, blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. I know that they're only doing this because Christian has their fucking Money in the Bank contract right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're doing this. Adam Copeland's going to beat Jon Moxley. Christian's going to cash in.
Whoa. Hey, you need to calm down. You use too many words. It's Cope.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Not Adam Copeland. Cope.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That's what I have to say to any AEW fan right now. Cope. Because we have a shit show like that. AEW is presenting an absolutely abysmal Collision. And while they're doing that, WWE is putting on probably one of the best PLEs of the decade.
Oh, thank
Elimination
God. Good
Chamber
show
was
now.
so fucking good.
Oh, thank God. Well, outside of about 15 minutes.
Well, okay. Yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Listen, I sent you that earlier. Don't kink shame.
You know,
Wrong.
okay, we're going to start with it. Elimination Chamber was perfect outside of the 20 minutes where Trish Stratus was fingering herself live on national fucking television, dude.
Agreed.
Jesus, man.
I guess we'll start off with
should
that
have been a
match.
Perfect pay-per-view.
But except for Trish.
That holy shit. I love Trish Stratus. I love Lita. I love what they've
Got
done
some
for the women's
Stratusfaction.
division. That diminished her stock fucking immensely, in my opinion. She got exactly what she wanted for. She lived out her kink. All she was there was to get whipped around like a fucking ragdoll by goddamn Nia Jax, dude.
That's all she wanted in life,
That was
man.
a good thing.
That's it,
And
man.
she wanted that. She wanted to win.
And
bada bing, bada boom.
That's
Hey,
what you got.
I respect it, man. She saw Nia Jax in the ring and she was like, you know what? I could take her.
I'm into that.
And I'll
I
take
can
her in a fight.
She's like, I want to be thrown around. Like, legitimately, I still remember, and I said it last week during an interview. She said the one thing she wanted was to face one of, like, because WWE is full of strong women now and big women. She's like, I want to get thrown around by a woman.
Hey,
She got
she did
exactly
her job
what she
well in that
wanted.
match. She got thrown around very well.
I will kink Chamber for it. The one positive thing I have to say, I have two positive things real quick. One, I'm glad they bookended Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax. That I should feel is closed at this point. Please don't do that again.
I hope so.
Right. Yeah.
And two, I'm very glad that they decided to do this match at Elimination Chamber and not at WrestleMania. Because if this shit of a match took place at WrestleMania, I would have liked it even less. And I already think it's a 1 out of 10. So
No, it would have been a complete waste at WrestleMania.
exactly.
Yeah. I just hope that I hope that this match kind of ends the what's the word? Ends the comparison between Trish and Tiff, because I know a lot of people look at them and they go, "Oh, well, you know, they're both blonde, they both have fake tits, they're the same." But I mean, like during the commentary of this match, they were like, you know, Trish thinks that Tiff is better than she could ever be. Like they were constantly putting Tiff over during this match. So I again, did it have to happen here? No, probably not. But I think I at least kind of like how they did that. We did have a lot better women's match on this card, though. We had the women's elimination chamber
Good job, Jackal. Good job, Jackal.
Yeah!
Oh yeah, calling it.
That's the only thing I got right out of. Well, sorry, second thing. One of two things I got right all night, but I still got this one out of the money.
You got two big things right because
I did.
I mean, I think that's how you do a Jade Cargill return. That is.
Oh my God, it was so good.
And the fact that Bianca was there but couldn't
do anything about it.
You looked at that and you went, "Oh my God, she's freaking out." Jade didn't talk to Bianca. Bianca didn't talk to Jade. They it's like so much got shown to you at that time, and like that's how you do it. Show it, don't tell it. And that right there puts so much story into this, and it really, in my opinion, as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh fuck, Bianca's gonna win!" Like she's gonna get that story. She's going to WrestleMania. Like this is the WrestleMania story.
Know, they've done this spot that Bianca did to Liv about 1 billion times now with her hair. Every time it makes me wince when you hear that
whip.
hair.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
Oh,
that was
laid it
Saturday.
in.
That was the worst one. That was the worst one. Like worst is it? Excuse me. Most painful. That was loud. That shit was like a gunshot, dude.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, and I love when you can see her.
I was like, what just happened?
I love when you can see her winding up for it and the crowd goes quiet. Everyone's like,
because
oh,
they just know it's about to go down.
It's like Big Show with the overhand chop. I mean, he kind of the hush and then does it for the noise.
Yeah.
There was amazing chamber match. Bailey was a fucking ring general. Roxanne Perez showed the fuck out. Liv, the marathon woman this year. It was so nice seeing Alexa Bliss again and actually like seeing Alexa Bliss again, if you know what I mean.
And I love that fucking Abigail DDT that she's doing now, where she goes to the Sister Abigail and she like hooks her arm around. Oh, dude, it looks so good. It looks so clean.
Hot take: she does the Sister Abigail kind of better than Bray.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely,
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, she's Sister Abigail. If anyone's gonna do the move good,
that
it
is
should be
true.
her.
That's a good way to look at it. I like the stare down at the end too, with Bianca being out there with Rhea and Io. I think it's very open ended because, to be honest, I would rather save Bianca Rhea 1-on-1 for a Mania, say next year, with more build. I would rather them do the triple threat this year, and because Bianca Rhea, that is a WrestleMania main event if you book her right, and I don't think they could get to that in a month and a half. So with Io and with Jade, I think all signs are pointing to a triple threat right now, and to be honest, I'd much rather prefer it that way.
Yeah, and I think, unfortunately for Bianca, I think if it does go to a triple threat, I think Jade walks out on top there. I don't.
You mean Io?
Well, so if it's a triple threat, if it's so what I'm thinking is, I think we get a heel Cargill out of this, right? And like,
right now they're teasing that it's Io, Rhea, and Bianca.
Well, Mike, what if, say, the Jade Naomi match takes place night 1, the triple threat for the women's title takes place night 2, Jade could still get involved with the match and screw Bianca over because Bianca
I think that's fully going to happen, yeah.
Bianca Jade is money for SummerSlam, especially now that SummerSlam's 2 nights.
Yeah, you got to fill both nights. Yeah, I mean, this match just had tons and tons of story in it for the women's division, and like, this is how you book a women's elimination chamber. This was so good. So good. And the elimination chambers weren't even the craziest match of the night because we kind of got hidden in the middle of a card here, which was strange for it being in Canada, but I guess I get it. An unsanctioned match. Kevin Owens just murdering Sami Zayn.
And they did exactly what I fucking wanted them to, right?
Yeah.
God, it made me so happy.
Perfect.
Kevin Owens came out, and don't get me wrong, I just read the thing. They were talking about that barbed wire steel chair. They never shaved it down or anything per the request of Sammy and Kevin. So that was just barbed wire wrapped around a steel chair.
Psychos.
But they ended it the way when Kevin Owens first came to NXT. The way he did Sami Zayn then, he did it to him again. And I was just such a good callback, however many years later. Such a good spot. Bravo.
You take Sami Zayn, give him a nice vacation. Send him to Disney World, send him to Saudi Arabia, send him wherever the fuck he wants to go.
Some time off.
Give that man a break. Don't even mention his name. Don't show photos of him. Don't do nothing with him. Let him disappear for a while. Because that man's neck in story should be looking like a bunch of exploded Lego pieces at the moment. It was a great match, and my one gripe with it was the crowd. The crowd, in my opinion, like,
they were not into that. They were not
into the match at all, dude.
I understand. I understand that, like, when barbed wire gets into matches and stuff, it's not everyone's cup of tea. But at the same time, this match needed it. One thing that I really, really liked about this match is, obviously, we've seen Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn a lot. And we've seen them several times. And the thing that I liked the most about this was that this was kind of the first time that we've seen it presented in this new WWE, where Michael Cole is talking about Kevin Steen and El Generico.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, fuck, we're putting that history into this now. Like, we are, okay, we're doing that. And, like, hearing that on commentary, I'm like, ooh, that's
different.
Okay, I like that. Like, I like hearing that. That's cool. So I hope that if we get more Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, which we shouldn't get more of them in a match together for a very, very, very long time. But I think, being able to touch into that history, there's so much there.
So I think because Triple H is a bit smarter now, I think they'll do exactly what we're saying. They'll probably let Sammy have a nice vacation, deservedly so. Because if you do remember in NXT, when Kevin absolutely fucking wrecked him, they kept on like week after week. Sammy would try and come out and have a match, and then he would just collapse mid-match because he was so beat up. And if they do that, I think that'll kind of get people going like we don't fucking care. But I think, if they do send him on vacation, I think that'll help him immensely.
Oh yeah,
down the road.
Get him back just in time for the next Blood Money show, because he is Muslim and they love him over there more than life itself. So whenever that is, like June, July, August, whatever, get him back in time for that. And have him do whatever he needs to do, because there was someone a little more important than Sami Zayn, in my opinion, showing up at the end of that match. Because, my God, that I have voices in my head, that got me out of my fucking chair, dude. Yeah. That was a phenomenal timing on the Truck's part. Holy shit.
And I saw people talking about, like, I mean, obviously, Randy was teasing hitting the punt. People were like, punt versus pile driver, that's the match, and it's like, yeah, dude, hit a fucking, when was the last time we had a finisher match at WrestleMania? Just fuck around with it, try to,
it's one. I love Wade Barrett, or sorry, Stu Bennett now, I think is his name, right?
Think so.
He even said, he's like, oh great, now security's going to start doing their job as Randy's right there for the punt.
That's fair.
I was like, oh man, yeah, he was ready. He was ready to go back to being the Viper and just kick Kevin's skull straight off. And oh man, you got that Randy Orton back. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this match. Oh, I cut someone else off. I'll make mine quick. This match needs to be a gimmick match at Mania. 100%.
Absolutely.
Do not let this be a fucking cookie cutter singles one-on-one match. Jesus Christ.
Finisher match. These guys don't have to hit RKOs. They don't have to hit stunners. We want a pile driver. We want a punt. Work it to that. You can still 100% do that match. These are the two guys that have the moves where you can do a match just building to that moment. Everybody knows one of them is going to be coming, but it'll still hit.
True.
So we're saying it's going to be a last man standing match.
Ooh.
Oh, maybe. That would be, hey, both those moves should be ones that put you down. So I would be okay with that. Speaking of people getting put down, the men's elimination chamber was violent, it was bloody, and it ended with the biggest moment in professional wrestling that I can think of in our lifetimes. And Jackal, you were right. Put that on the recording for you. You can keep that one. God. You were right.
Oh, it feels good. I saved it right into the recorder.
Dude.
Hey, at least I was right in calling that Cena was going to win, but he didn't win it in the normal Cena way, which made it so much better.
Because there was a whole match that happened before we get to that point, too. We can go real quick.
I mean, I guess if you want.
Just real fast. Hey, Hunter, can we not have Logan Paul in Elimination Chambers anymore? Please?
Wait.
Pretty please?
Delete. Can we not have Logan Paul anymore?
Sorry, bad phrasing.
I don't care how good his talent is. He sucks on a microphone for being a YouTube sensation, and he's a piece of shit human being. Fuck off.
It's pretty cut and dry, plain and simple with that one. I mean, really, all he was in there for essentially was the splash on Damian Priest. Other than that, he just got beat up for a little bit. Priest rolling up McIntyre. Oh boy, this feud better deliver, because my God, I want McIntyre to kick Priest's head clean off his fucking shoulders. This shit is not off to a good start, in my opinion. That is going to look like it's going to be their match heading into 41. They took each other out. Priest getting eliminated by Paul with the big old splash off the top of the pod. Cena comes out, everybody sort of beats up on Logan Paul for a bit, gets him eliminated. Then Seth interrupts John and Punk before they get off into a one-on-one face-off for the first time in fucking forever. So Cena and Punk go full Heart Foundation on his ass
Like it's
and get Seth
2012.
eliminated. Yeah, right?
But
And then Seth gets back involved and fucking drives Punk's skull into the concrete. One of the most vicious stomps I have ever seen. And
just plants him.
Followed
God.
through.
Our little preview of things to come that we should have paid attention to is that Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect was looking dead at it and took full advantage.
Oh, yeah. Didn't even
getting
hesitate.
involved with the match. Didn't hesitate. Didn't do his stupid little, like, confused look up at the crowd. He grabbed Punk, took him into the center of the ring, locked him in an SDF, and Punk passed out for John Cena to win the men's elimination chamber this year, to go 1-on-1 with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41.
Real quick. When that SGF, if you have not watched that clip, go back, watch it, turn the volume up, listen to it. As CM Punk is getting choked out, John Cena is saying, "I'm sorry, I have to do this." Fucking Seth Rollins is getting pulled out of the ring by the referee, and he's screaming, "Die! Die, Punk! Die!" It is beautiful. Go back and listen to it with volume. It is cinema. It is the most perfect moment that you could have had to end that match, and then go into the moment of the century of the, I'm going to keep using hyperbole for this because I don't know how else to describe WWE actually pulling the trigger and turning John Cena heel. I cannot fathom how to describe that. And I love that it was The Rock, the final boss, that turned John Cena heel, because it finally gives us some sort of legitimacy to the power that the final boss is supposed to have, because he's supposed to be like a corporate McMahon type character. And, you know, now he has power over John Cena, right? Like, he can make John Cena, he can make Superman, you know, turn heel. And if he has that kind of power, you know, what kind of pull does he have? It kind of also, people were pointing out, you know, Travis Scott was there, whether you care about Travis Scott or not. People were pointing out that this sets up the weirdest WrestleMania triple threat that I've ever heard. There's a rumor, I say rumor, but this rumor comes to us from ESPN. ESPN thinks it's going to be Rock, Cena, and Travis Scott versus Cody Rhodes, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Bad Bunny. Now I have a couple other lineups. I think Rock, Cena, Travis Scott. I think that makes sense. I think Cody Rhodes, obviously. I think instead of Stone Cold, because they're trying to go for like, who could counter The Rock? Roman Reigns. And then either Bad Bunny, or because it's Travis Scott has obviously also been kind of friends hanging out with Jey Uso. And The Rock is saying, like, everything about this was planned. When The Rock showed up in February, and we were like, why did he get that segment to go out and, you know, slit his throat and put the 2 or 3 or up in the air or whatever the fuck he did? That was apparently already planned at this point. All of this was supposed to be breadcrumbs really leading to that. So you can read into anything as far as you want. And I'm reading into Travis Scott being under the influence of the final boss. Travis Scott was with Jey Uso. Did the final boss rig the Royal Rumble so that way Jey Uso would win the Royal Rumble? Did the final boss rig the Elimination Chamber? Right? Like, this is what you can be talking about in story now. John Cena said he was just going to be in the Elimination Chamber because he was John Cena. And everyone kind of accepted that. But maybe he's in the Elimination Chamber because The Rock told him that he was going to be in the Elimination Chamber. So I love this whole story that they're doing. I think John Cena was doing fucking Make-A-Wish shit that morning, and apparently the only people that knew before this happened were The Rock, John Cena, Brian Gerwitz, which is The Rock's writer, and Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
And it is funny that you are mentioning all of this at the moment. We're recording this now. It is past 8 o'clock on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
The opening to Raw right now is CM Punk is out in the ring, and he is currently tearing the final boss a new asshole right now.
He's dropping a pipe bomb. Yeah.
If you replay that slap Travis Scott delivers, I know The Rock said in the interview, like, hey, if you're gonna get your hands dirty, make it count.
Mm-hmm.
That man has a receipt coming his way.
The only reason why I could see him throwing that slap is if he was in a match. That's the only reason why I could see that.
But I think he has a receipt coming his way, and I don't think he realizes how much more muscle those guys have than he ever will. And I think when he gets that receipt, he's going to get knocked the fuck out, because that slap, he full on just smashed Cody square in the face while Cody was down on the ground. That man's going to get his ass whooped.
that entire segment, the entire time, I'm just sitting there being like, what the fuck is Travis Scott doing? He was burning sage because they were going after Cody Rhodes' soul. No, it was not a blunt. A lot of people thought it was a blunt. He got in trouble because he smoked one during Jey Uso's entrance last time he was on Raw. But apparently he had sage because they were going after Cody Rhodes' soul. But, like, I mean, just the fact that he's doing shit like that, it's like, okay, he's obviously trying to buy into this a little bit. And so whether you like Travis Scott or not, I think you have to acknowledge that celebrity spots do have a place in wrestling, especially in WrestleMania in Las Vegas, where The Rock is involved. Like, there's just way too much star power. Of course, there's a celebrity in this match. Do they get Bad Bunny to counter him? Honestly, I think that'd be great. Bad Bunny has been awesome in the ring. I feel like Bad Bunny would just kind of be getting shoehorned in at this point, but I mean, if we're going counter for counter, I feel like that'd be fucking hilarious. I'm just so excited to see where this goes. I'm so excited to see where Heel Cena goes. I'm so excited to see where the final boss goes. At this point, it's already happened, but I'm going to be at SmackDown on the 7th, and I would imagine that since John Cena is going after the WWE Championship, that he's also going to be on SmackDown on the 7th. So at this point, we already kind of know a little bit of how he's going to be presented, but that's my question right now. Are we getting the Doctor of Thugonomics, or are we getting, I know like he's talked about it in past interviews, he had a whole different heel persona planned where, you know, it was a whole different theme. There were no jorts. He was wearing a singlet. You know, it was kind of the opposite of hustle, loyalty, and respect John Cena. So I'm just so excited to see what they do here. I feel like if this had happened under Vince McMahon, it wouldn't have been as good. This is happening under Triple H. The possibilities are endless. I'm just so fucking excited. It has been so long since I've been excited for something like it. It feels so good, dude. It feels like 2012 again. John Cena's got me. He's got me hook, line, and sinker, and I love it.
I know I haven't been here for the last couple minutes of the conversation because you just mentioned about being hooked. Currently, right now, it is 2025, and CM Punk is starting off Raw in a pull-apart brawl.
Oh, yeah.
Because as soon as Seth Rollins came out, he made a fucking beeline for him, and now both of them are just beating the dog shit out of each other.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I really want to watch Raw tonight.
I think we need to get out of here.
I think we have talked about football enough. We even talked about AEW, even though I said we weren't going to in the pre-interview. So fuck it. It's there. If you guys enjoyed this episode, go ahead and hit like, comment below what you want to see from John Cena. You've already seen John Cena at this point, so comment below what you think of how John Cena is being presented as a heel, because I'm legitimately curious. What the fuck was I gonna say? Oh my god, I've completely blanked. Like the video, please like it. If you're on Spotify, hit follow. And God, I feel so out of it right now, and I have no idea why.
We're gonna go watch some wrestling like everybody else should.
We got wrestling on the brain.
Listen to the other episodes where we don't stumble over our words. If you don't, that's okay. The aliens are probably going to visit me another time, so that's fine.
That's fair. If you want to see me abducted, you can go to twitch.tv/EraV1 or youtube.com @EraV1music.
If you think CM Punk calling both The Rock and John Cena bald bitches is just as funny as I do, then you can go to twitch.tv/JackalJoker or youtube.com/JackalJoker.
I like that.
I mean, it's nice that Kevin's here, but it's kind of, I know he's been working a lot. I think it looks like he just passed out real quick. I can't see him. He's facing me. Is his shoulders down real quick?
Yeah, he's laying flat on his back.
Okay,
Yeah.
Somebody get the pin. Hurry. The fight's still going. I want to watch Raw.
All right, I'm on him. Count.
All right.
1, 2, 3. There we go. Ring the bell.
All right, there we go.
Ding, ding, ringing it. All right.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, we got a crazy Raw to watch. Holy shit.
Dude, Punk said, Becky, come get your man before I do, because if you don't, he's going to end up in a damn wheelchair. It's wild.